guys, thank you for joining us once again. Today we're still on the topic of solutions. So, one question I've been asking my friends and colleagues is, what would they do if or when one day they are going to lead their states, or whether it's Federal House of Reps, whether it's in the Senate, whether it's the State Assembly, any public position at all. What would they do? What solutions will they themselves take? We're no longer talking about what we want these guys to do, but what we ourselves will do when the time will come for us to lead this place. And today I'm joined by my friend, Mr. Nalue, and bro, I'll just let you carry on because I just want to see what ideas you have, what perspectives you have to bring, and how would you solve. Let's say one day you become governor of Anambra State, where you're from. What solutions would you bring to the table? How would you try to make Anambra State better? I mean, you're living in a different part of the world now, so you see how things work. How would you transfer that knowledge and that experience and that those things you've seen that are working? How would you bring them back home?
Oh, all right. Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited to join your program. And before I begin, I would like to make some notes.
Yeah.
One is, everything I will say today is based on where Anambra is today.
Yes.
So probably if by the time I vie for governorship 20 years later, and these things are changed, probably my views will change.
Yeah.
So my opinions today are based on where we are today. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and in the draft I made, my plans are based on 8 years. I don't want to say things that are futuristic. I want to say things that will fall within the time limit of my governorship. Okay. Okay. So my argument today, I divided them into 3 phases.
Yeah.
So one, I'm going to discuss what the problems are. What I believe are the key problems in Anambra State. And then afterwards, I will state what I can do to solve the problems. And then finally, I will summarize.
Okay.
Just in this 3 phases.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, what I believe to be the problem for Anambra and Nigeria in general is lack of money.
Okay.
And we often make this argument. You can always interject whenever you want to answer the question. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So whenever we hear governorship blah blah, we always say we have the money, we have the resources, these people are wasting, but this is not true. And I'm going to make it clear to everyone. Okay. So in Nigeria, for instance, and in Anambra, what the government used to run the economy is the budget, right?
Yeah.
So every year the government makes the budget to run the state or to run the country.
Yeah.
But since 2015 till now, this budget has actually been falling.
Okay.
Meaning that as the year goes by and the state or the federal government generates less and less money to take care of the state. And then let's get to the money in itself. If you look at the figures, like in Nigeria, the budget for Nigeria was 4.5 trillion in 2015.
Yes.
But now it is 16 trillion.
Yeah.
So if you look at it nominally, you say, wow, like 250% increment. But if you convert this to the dollars of 2015 and dollars of 2022, you will see that the budget was 22 billion naira in 2015, but it's only 39 billion naira in today.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. In naira terms, the increase was 250%. In dollar terms, the increase is only 13%.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because in the current budget of 39 billion, and we're going to borrow 14 billion out of this money.
Yeah.
So if you remove that borrowing, the actual increment from the 2015 budget to now is just $25 billion.
Yeah.
And then with Anambra State, our budget, when P2B was in office in 2010, our budget, in terms of its value, it's more than 20% higher than what it is today.
Yeah.
Though if you look at it from the Naira equivalent, it seems as if there's an increment. Like because in 2010, when P2B was in office, the budget was 67 billion. But now the budget is 151. The budget now is 142 billion naira.
Yeah.
But if you check it in dollar terms, in 2010 the budget was $444 million. But the budget today is $345 million. Okay. So the reason I highlighted this monies, the value, to show you how small these monies are. Like $20 billion for a whole country, Nigeria.
Yeah.
And then $345 million for a whole state of 11 million people in our state. Okay? And to further point out how small this amount is, our Nigerian budget of today is only 0.6%. That is less than 1% of America's budget.
Yes.
So if we cannot expect Nigeria to be like America when our budget is only less than 1%.
Yeah, but if I may push back on you, and this is not just my opinion, I agree with some of it. Let me not even say some. Most of the things you said, right? But people are gonna listen to you and say, yes, we may not have enough money to fund the budget. We may not have as much money as other developed countries have. However, from the little we have corrupt politicians who are stealing the little that we have, whether it's at the state level or at the federal level. In fact, some will even go ahead to claim that because of the kind of corruption we have, that's why you have people vying for governorship positions, right? They want to go in there and steal money. They're not going in there to help people out. So they will say to you as a reporter, they will say to you, yes, we may not have enough money as we want. However, the little we have, can't we find a way to appropriate this money so that they will build better schools, build better hospitals, because those things you're building, those roads, those schools will facilitate the wider economy and grow the wider economy. But when you're stealing from the little we already have, you're dragging yourself down. I don't know if you get what I mean. Like,
I understand.
Yeah, so I agree. Yeah, we may have little money, of course, and I agree with all the figures you gave. But I would also say, perhaps, hopefully, with you in power at some point, it's not gonna be the same, because if all these monies you call now were being used for the proper reasons, if those roads were being built, I believe the economy will be better and grow faster and grow quicker. None of these economies today began where they are. They all started from little. And then they now kept on growing and growing because they had proper leadership,
Yeah, what you said is correct, and I believe that is the essence of our argument.
Yeah.
The reason I'm pointing out these figures is not to say that we cannot make progress.
Yeah.
The reason I'm pointing out these figures is so we are realistic as to where we are and how we can get to where we want to get to.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, the reason I'm listing these figures is, if this is the situation on ground, I want to use this basis to go into my next argument on what I'm going to do.
Okay, so you want to go to solutions now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
First of all, I want to highlight the problems.
Okay.
To show people that if someone becomes a governor today, Anambra State cannot change even in the next 10 years, even if we have a very good governor.
Okay.
So, given the money on ground, like, let's say my argument is based on, like, I'm going to use this $345 million we have to build this. This is my argument. Now, so I want to highlight how small and how just how inadequate the money is.
Yeah. So that's the first problem, right?
Yes.
So what's the second? Because I kind of agree that some of these things may hinder Anambra's development for the next probably 8-10 years. But like I said, I would still want to believe that if the proper people are in power, they can utilize those little funds properly.
Yes.
But I'd like to know what second issue do you think now can hinder or is hindering our development as Anambra people?
Oh, okay. There are several factors that are hindering our development.
Yeah.
But the key thing, which is the principal thing, is money. Okay. Because of lack of money, we have insecurity.
Yeah.
Because of lack of money, we notice like in the US, for instance, the officials are corrupt. But because they have enough money to go around, people don't notice these things.
Of course, of course.
Yes. So, okay, let me just ignore some things I highlighted and just get down to the concluding part. So, every statistics I've listed out are all sourced from reliable sources, from the CBN, from Wikipedia, from the US State Department. Yeah. And in the concluding part, what I have is that based on the GDP, not GDP, based on the budget of Nigeria and the budget of the state, what accrues, if for instance we want to share the money, right? We want to share the money to every citizen of Anambra State. Yeah. If we share the money of Nigerian budget and state budget, what every citizen of Anambra will get is 7,000 naira in 1 year.
Wow, that's a very low sum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not 1 year, 1 month.
That's that's a very mega sum of. That's a very, very small amount of money.
Yes. So, if you divide like the 33 billion by a 200 million population, you divide the 345 million by 11 million people in Anambra State, what you get is 7,000 naira a month.
Wow.
Yes, from the budget. Okay. So, but if you compare this to what an average person will get in the US if they share their budgets, amongst all the citizenry, an average person in US will get 7.9 million naira a year.
Wow, that's a massive difference.
Yes.
That's a massive.
But in Nigeria, we get 80,000 naira a year from the federal government, and from the state government, we get 12,000 naira.
Yeah.
So that is the 2,000 naira. Why in the US they can get like 7.9 billion. So given this, the reason I broke this down into bits is to show you that the countries that are doing well are doing well because of money, and Anambra is not doing well because of money.
Yeah.
And then what can I do about it?
So hold on. So before we go to solutions, let me just summarize this issue of problems that you pointed out. Because what my understanding is this, right? Money is the big issue, and from money, obviously, every other thing now there's like a tree or the base of a tree, and then you have branches. So your argument is without sufficient funds or without sufficient money, we are kind of handicapped in the way our states or our country is going to grow, And then, like I said, my pushback will be that yes, we have little money compared to other countries. However, because we are so corrupt, we're not able to maximize those opportunities or those finances that we have. And if only we could maximize them, from those little money we can begin to grow into a large economy, whether it's at the state level or at the national level.
Yes. Yeah. I believe what you said. And that's what I think.
Yeah.